back to my channel. So also is now doing breakfast in bed with Nengi. It's alright. That's just great in Dorothy's voice. So this morning they showed where Ozo went to where Nengi was sleeping, and he just like woke her up from sleep with a cup of tea and bread. I don't even know what else he put inside the bread. I think maybe he just toasted the bread and stuff. Now tapped her to wake up. She now sat down to eat. He was not like, I didn't bring water. She already had water, right? She now said yes. He was now going, and she now said, thank you. I'm like, okay, now it's all right. This sheep, the way I'm looking at it, there's a possibility there might be a ceiling, but watching them with four eyes that were using to look at them. During the exercise this morning, Brighton was having a conversation with Kidwai about Neo. He was talking about how he's fake, he talks too much, he brags a lot. Here's how he said it. You know how Brighton talks now? He was like, Neo is just pretending, I'm not gonna lie. Kidwai was even like, are you serious? I was like, I'm serious, I'm telling you the truth. He talks a lot, he brags a lot. He wasn't saying so much about him, but that video is on African Magic, so I'm not going to like dwell on it too much because you can actually watch the full clip on africanmagic.tv.com. I'm going to drop the link for you guys. These days they've been posting a lot of videos, so if there's any clip that you see or that you hear about online, you will most likely find it on their website, so you guys can be getting like first-hand information. They don't put like, obviously they don't put everything, but they used to try these days. I see a lot of videos there. When I miss something, I can go and catch up there. So for this particular video, you can find it there. He was just talking about Neo, and apparently this is like somebody that he's close to. I mean, no, it's not like he's close to him, but he has never really given him that vibe that he feels like he's fake. Even this night said they were even having a conversation, and he was talking about how Neo is this guy, Neo is his G. I'm like, you just literally talked about this guy this morning and saying that he's fake, and now you guys are talking and you're saying that he's his G. This is right though. Everybody needs to be well because he is playing a game. Like everything about him in that house, I just feel like there's nothing that's real. I feel like everything is just a game. Maybe some friendships are real, some friendships that he has with some people in the house are real, but as for every other thing, it's just about the game for him. So they should be aware of that guy. I don't even know why they've not figured him out yet, but at least he's playing a game, or at least he's playing a different game. That's the only thing I appreciate, because if we're not seeing that, the only thing we'll be seeing is people talking about love, people talking about somebody backstabbing the other, or talking about, but let's just see everything. That's what Big Brother is for. We're going to see the backstabbers, we're going to see the betrayers, we're going to see the two-faced people, we're going to see everything. So we are here for all the drama. Then Tolani Bad was having a conversation with Laycon about his relationship with Wathoni. She was like, what's up with you and Wathoni? He was like, there's nothing serious there, it's just cruise, it's just catching cruise. That the way Wathoni acts towards him, like she's always giving him that vibe of like, stay away from me, I don't want, but he just catches fun in the fact that she doesn't want all that, and then he's still trying to just push and everything, that for him there's nothing there. Then the next he started talking about how he dropped a voice note for his girlfriend outside. Tolani now told him at some point, she was like, pause. I even forgot that you had a girlfriend outside, and a lot of people have even forgotten that Laycon said he has a girlfriend outside.
Many of them, I did voice note for my girlfriend outside. I did.
You know, pause. I keep forgetting that you have a girlfriend outside. You have a real girlfriend outside.
I think so. I don't know if she's still.
Tolani Bad was shocked. I think maybe she was just shocked based on the fact that, okay, maybe she'll be remembering that, oh, this guy was on Erica's matter, and I even forgot that he has a babe. So generally today was mostly about the Airtel task that they gave them in the house. Kidwai was the one that read the brief for them. You know how it is that when he hears the bell, that's when he goes to answer Big Brother. I somehow miss Big Brother's voice, to be honest. It's just one day, yesterday and today, and I'm already feeling like, oh, I've not heard Big Brother's voice in a while, and it feels very, very strange, very weird. And they don't also show us what happens when he goes to the diary room. So I don't know how he's communicating with him. Maybe he's just dropping the things, he's not telling him anything. So well, he read the brief for them, and the Airtel task was for them to make a song, and it has to be like 10 minutes long. The song, the presentation, everything generally. So when they finished making their song, they give them 5 whole hours to compose a song, a new song, something that's original, something that's their own. See, I'm already smiling because today they had the funniest task ever. Like, the housemates were so funny when it came to the presentations, but I'm going to get to that. So they gave them tasks to form the song. They divided them into different groups. They already did the group division before now, so they all formed their different songs. There were 4 groups, and the group that I knew that was going to win was Laycon's group, because even from the rehearsal, their song sounded really nice. It had vibes, it had rhythm, it was original, everything about it was nice. And it was in the same group with V, and V also likes to sing, and she was also saying that, oh, she's from a white garment church, that this is going to be like an advantage for her. You know, those people, they like to sing and dance and everything. So was an advantage for her for this task. The other team members were just terrible. Like, I think all the other teams did not try at all, or maybe it's because of the fact that this Lacon's team did so well. Then these other teams, they were not looking like a joke. Kidwaya's team was the worst. Like, oh god, I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. He did with Erica and Tricky T.
Let's do it about the ending part. Alright, ending part. Cool. I'll show you.
The entire presentation was just funny to me, although they seemed very unserious and they didn't look like they were prepared for it. Then Erica was now laughing. It was just a total mess. I was embarrassed for them. And when they finished, Kidwaya was angry because of the fact that Erica was laughing during their drama, because they tried to he tried to like make sense of the laughter. He just made it like, oh, okay. He tried to add it to part of the concept, but she was just doing it too much, so it was obvious that it was not part of the concept. So when it came out, he was not happy. She now went to apologize to him about what happened. And Lacon's team, they killed it. Like, they're the only team that I know that when they finished presenting, we are like, oh, okay, this is what it was supposed to be. And I did not expect less from him. I'm happy that he delivered, because he's into music already. So let's just say he had the advantage here and he delivered. Like, if you're a Laycon fan, I'm sure you must have been very, very proud when they did what they did. Like, he really delivered. Then the price for the task is 2 million naira. But the money is not going to be for them. They already announced to them before the task started that the money is not going to be for them, that they're going to give it to charity. That's Airtel. They'll give the money to charity, but they're the ones that are going to choose the charity that they're going to give the money to. In my opinion, that thing does not make sense. Like, what kind of forced charity is that? I understand the need to like help people and stuff, but you can't come and tell me, oh, you need to work, I'm going to bring out money, and the money I'm going to bring out, you have to use it and help somebody else. Do you understand? Like, for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me it doesn't make sense. I feel like you should be the one to decide what you want to use the money for. Not that they will just come and say they will give you tasks to do and then you have to use all the money for charity. I'm sure that's why some of them were not like so serious, or I feel like, oh, they should have all been serious regardless, because it's a competition. A competition is a competition. Even if you're not really going to win something serious, but just be in the competitive mood and stuff. But 2 million naira, Lacon's team won. It was Laycon, Nengi, Tolani Badge, and V. So they won, and it was well deserved. Then Prince and Dorothy, they have a very beautiful friendship. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like whenever they are together, it's just like two people that have this vibe, and it's always just fun and games. Basically, it's always just fun and games. I just like their friendship, and I don't want them to spoil it, please, because almost all these friendships in this house are they're just spoiling something. One thing or the other, I'll just spoil it. And me, I appreciate a very, very wonderful friendship. I like a nice friendship. So when I just see them together being very playful and stuff, it just makes a lot of sense. Then this evening, Erica confronted Laycon about his attitude towards her. She was just like, okay, why are you being hostile towards me?
Why are you hostile towards me? What did I do?
But funny thing is, I'm not though.
It was coming from the aspect of I do it unconsciously, or I just do it without knowing. It just happens and stuff. And she's like, but I think at the beginning when they started, she was pointing out to him that he has been very hostile towards her, and he was like, he has noticed it. Then later on, he was now saying that he doesn't know when he does it. She was like, but you just said it. You just agreed with me that you've noticed that you're being some kind of way towards me. That, okay, when I greet you, you don't respond, or maybe something happens and then you just completely ignore me. So what's like, why exactly are you being hostile towards me? Abi, is that now what you want from us? Okay, he was not really giving. He was just like saying he doesn't know and everything. I mean, he doesn't notice it. So she was not trying to bring up different scenarios where that kind of thing happened, and he was still like, you know what I'm saying, they were just beating around the bush, talking back and forth. So that conversation caused a lot of problem online. It's almost as if when Laycon and Erica come together now, everywhere will just explode. Everywhere, as in 2 seconds, everywhere will just explode. So different people were saying different things. My own opinion, the way I see it, is that I personally don't have an issue with her trying to like confront him based on his attitude or him being like extremely hostile. When they had their conversation about what their friendship is going to be after she chose Kidwaya, Laycon was saying that he doesn't want to be close friends with her again. because it's going to affect him, that being close to her is going to affect him. So they just have like a normal, like plain conversation where they agree that okay, we are going to be distant. It's just going to be like normal friendship, maybe hello, hi. They'll be platonic, or they'll just be cordial, basically. So that was the agreement that they had. Now, initially, Erica was not really I don't think she was really keeping her distance. But I think immediately they had that conversation where they're like, okay, this is what you want space, or I'm not comfortable with it. As in Erica, I'm not really comfortable with it, but you know, I just have to respect your decision. If this is what you want, then fine and good. So I think after a while she now started like keeping her space, keeping her distance. I don't think there are so many times where she was like trying to do bestie with him, you get. So I believe that she has done her own side of the bargain. I don't blame Laycon for like acting a certain way. He's the one that knows how he wants to deal with it. But my own is that I don't see why people are like coming at Erica for questioning him based on that, because she is making an observation. They had an agreement and he's not really keeping his side of the bargain. The only thing is she's trying to get clarity. There's nothing really wrong with that.
I'm fine to just like let you do whatever you want, but at least let me just know what is happening.
Now you say you want us to be friends, but you're now acting like we're enemies. So I think that's where she had a problem. I mean, that's what she had a problem with. Then when they were not having the discussion this night, he was also denying the fact that he has not been responding to whatever she does. She now reminded him of when she cooked food that he said he was not going to eat. So all those things just showed like, okay, this is what it is. Now, if that he doesn't want them to talk at all, if he wants her to like keep her distance completely, like stay off, keep off, I feel like that discussion was for him to let her know, because that's basically what she was trying to get from him. Like, okay, do you want us to get to the point where we're not talking again, or is that the situation now? Are we no longer talking again? So that's how the question was being directed to him. Like, is it that okay, we're not talking again, or is this still friendship you are doing? Which one? So he was not giving a straightforward answer. Just the way she was doing mental and physical, not giving a straightforward answer, then he's not the one now doing that. So he was not giving a straightforward answer as to whether what he's trying to do is deliberate or not. So if that, maybe he gave the answer like, at this point I feel like we just need to stay away from each other, because I don't want any unnecessary greeting from you. Don't try to be greeting me up and down. That's just what I want. Then if she does not now respect that, then we'll now know that, oh, she has overstepped her boundaries. So they just did their talk, sha. When they finished, Erica now went to gist Kid. We went to talk to Kid about the matter. Then Laycon went to talk to Neo about the matter. So everybody carried the matter to go and discuss. I don't feel like, the thing is that when people go to discuss matters with other people, everybody's like, oh, gossip and no gossip. Like, there's no other way to deal with something rather than like talking to somebody about it. The only time it might be a problem is if you're going to everybody, like just find somebody that you can like be comfortable with and you can talk to about stuff. It's not like you're not carrying it to the whole house trying to make everybody hate the person. That's the one I personally feel like is somehow. But if you have somebody that you can talk to about your problems, then that's fine and good. Then this evening there was a major misunderstanding in the house because of their wager task. This is the first time that the housemates are having this kind of like back and forth, all in the name of wager. And the worst part is that Big Brother was not now in the position to like help them or explain whatever it is to them. They are on their own. So Laycon, Kidwaya read the brief for them, and in the brief the topic of the discussion is that love is a language that men and women speak differently. They are meant to present a poem, or they are meant to do a debate on it. Love is a language that men and women speak differently. So where they were having a misunderstanding is it that we're going to debate that, oh, men and women they speak a different love language, or we're going to talk about how they speak a different love language? So that was just their confusion. But me, I feel like, now that I'm looking at it and reasoning it, I think they're going to argue on the fact that, oh, do they have different love languages or not? I feel like that's the way debate comes in, or what. In fact, I'm not even going to come here and start like talking about why they were arguing, because I'll start confusing my brain. So that's their task for the week, and they just made it very, very complicated. So in the midst of all of this now, different people were giving their opinions. Almost all of them gave their opinions. Like, okay, open ground, everybody talk, everybody was giving their opinion. So in our side, the thing is that when everybody gives opinion and then somebody is now wanting to the next person's opinion is countering the other person's opinion, everything will just turn to fight. And the way the housemates are now, small thing, somebody will get triggered. So it now got to a point where Lucy was triggered. I think Lucy was first the person that was triggered. Praise. Most of them were triggered. So what now worsened the whole situation is that, okay, they now said, okay, let's move past this. Let's agree on something. Let's agree on this is what we are going to go with. If you want to, if this is what you choose, if this is what you think it is, raise up your hand. If this is what you think is not, raise up your hand. So majority carries the vote. So they now finished that part where they now said, okay, majority carries the vote. At this point, we have agreed that this is what it is. We are now going to work with it. Time for them to move on. I think that's when Lucy, by that time Lucy was already sitting down by the chair, like she was already vexed, so she now went to sit down by the side because probably they were not taking her opinion or stuff. I don't know. You know, she doesn't like when they don't take her opinion, so she was already sitting down by herself, like vexed. So when they now moved past that stage, she now like tried to bring them back. That's when she was now talking. So problem now entered the whole matter. Kidwaya was now making statements like Kidwaya now made a statement like, you guys are going to be the ones that will suffer for it. You guys are going to be the one at the loss, that he's still here till next week. There's the way he said it, but he was just implying that he does not have issues, that he's going to be here next week. As per head of house, now he'll be here next week. So then get the problem. So this is where everybody vexed. Everybody just, like, not everybody per se, but Dorothy was angry, Lucy was angry, Wathoni was vexed. Like, she carried it. Lucy, in fact, I'm saying Lucy was more angry.
We must lose that wager. You alright? Can you imagine? You're not born you well. Telling me nonsense.
I'm not saying that, in fact, she's not going to do anything in this house. That she's even her microphone, she's not even going to wear it. That this week, she just counter out that they must fail that wager. That wager, they must fail it, that she's not going to be part of anything that has to do with the wager. Wathoni was also very angry. She was in the room, she was talking, that she now started bringing everything back. You know the way Wathoni is, like, if she's angry, she brings back almost everything that she's angry about, and she just adds it up and talks about it. So she shall talk. Everybody was talking, everybody went their separate ways. Then some of the housemates were talking to Kidwaya outside that he needs to apologize for what he did. Also, Praise, Prince, also the housemates were talking to him that he needs to apologize, that it was not a nice thing to say. Like, that stuff is very insensitive. Why would you say that? First of all, as the head of house, it is not even like that's what makes it not to make sense. Do you understand? Like, maybe if a random person just said but he is the head of house and they're in the midst of like a misunderstanding already, you now use that to now scatter everything. You're not supposed to be the one to scatter everything. You're supposed to be the one to put everybody together in that situation, not like you scatter everything. It's as if that head of house position is to make everybody's brain to not function well, because for the past 2 days now, it's almost as if things have just been anyhow. In fact, since Erica's regime till now, I don't understand what's happening in the house. It's only Ozo's regime that there was a bit of sanity, but now I don't even know. So they just had their talk. Praise was now trying to explain to him why, like, he was justifying their anger. Like, the people that were angry, they were saying because they were saying that, oh, these other people, why didn't they take it personal? Why would those ones take it personal? And Praise was trying to let him know that people react differently. Everybody cannot be the same. That I'm not reacting the way that they're reacting doesn't mean that maybe it didn't get to me, or it's not supposed to get, I mean, it's not something that is bad. Like, you might have said something bad and I don't react, doesn't mean that that doesn't take away the fact that what you said is bad, you get. So he needs to like apologize to them. Then today is V's birthday and Neil has been planning a surprise party for her. He even went to invite some of the housemates. Like, okay, he gave them dress code and everything. Me, I feel like it's even messed up. Like, why would you now say, okay, you're now going to invite certain people, give them dress code, and then you now leave the others out, and you're now like, it did not really make sense to me. If you're going to do a surprise party, all the birthdays that they've been doing in the house is for everybody. So why would you now want to make the one that you're doing with her exclusive? You now use a room and then you will not now tell some people. It doesn't make sense to me. If you want to do exclusive and it's just both of you, it's different, but you now involve some housemates and you now leave the rest to now do what. But he said, he met Kidwaya to tell Big Brother that he wants to get flowers, and I think just flowers for her. So Big Brother now said what he has to do is to sacrifice his full BB coins for the week in order to get the flowers. I'm like, hey, this Big Brother said, just give him flowers and let him do his romantic thing. So he just said that he will sacrifice his full BB coins for the week. Love. So So he now said he sacrificed his 2 BB coins. Then I think he also gave him a shirt. There are 2 things that he sacrificed for the flowers that he's going to get for V. So there's going to be like a romantic something tomorrow for today for V and Neo. Then there's a conversation that Neo and V had that has convinced me somehow that definitely things are happening. A lot of things are happening in the house that we are not seeing. Kayode, we have problem. Show us some things. Maybe you will not show us everything, but like show us some things. It's almost as if since like from the 2nd week, everything is now being censored. I don't even know for them, Sha. That one concerned them. So Neo and V, they were having a conversation, and Neo was now telling V like, okay, he was not asking her about like her period and everything. She was not like whether it has come. She was not like it has not come. And the next thing, he was not like is it now in this house that you want to conceive? And I'm like, period, conceive, what are you talking about? Like when did all this happen that you guys are now discussing period and conceiving? It's like we're going to have like small brother in the house or small sister in the house, because the way things are going now, this is just like the 4th week. This is the 4th week, and then we are hearing conceiving, and so okay, that's what I could make of that conversation. I'll drop the link for you guys to hear and make your own conclusion, so that you'll not be saying based on what I've told you. I'm going to drop the link for you guys to see. So that's it for Neo and V. Meanwhile, outside the house, Kaisha is saying that all the ships in the house are fake, that the only ship that she feels like is real is Kidwaya, Laycon, and Erica's ship. Like the entire triangle is what she feels like is real, that she knows that Erica has something for Kidwaya and Laycon has something for Erica, that she knows there's something there. She's not really sure, but she knows that there's something that is brewing between the 3 of them. So Ebuka now, this is the interview that she had with Ebuka. So Ebuka now asked her, okay, what of Ozo? She was like, oh, that's true, sir. Ozo, she knows that Ozo likes Nengi, but she's not sure of Nengi. So that one, it's like one-sided ship for her. That's just how she feels. That is not as if she's a hater or anything. That's just how she feels. So she was just giving her own opinion. People can ask her that who are the people that you bonded with the most. She said Trikiti, Wathoni. Who did she even call again? I'll try to drop the link for you guys to watch the video yourself, so that you get everything in details. Not like you be getting the pirated version of it. If you guys watch it, you're going to know. But the things I just took from it is that she was saying that she likes Neo, but like she just liked him from the beginning. That it was just like normal likeness. She just had this thing for him, likeness, and it didn't have anything to do when he started following V or anything that. But after a while, the likeness just like dropped, and she just decided not to like pursue it in any way. That now they're just friends and there's nothing deep there. So I don't know. Although on stage, she said that she's going to like she and herself and Neo, anything can happen. Maybe she's going to still, I don't know. Right now she's just saying that they are cool, they're friends, she likes him and everything. Then as for Erica and Kidwaya, I don't think there's anything new to talk about. They're just doing like president and first lady things in the house this week. So that's just it for them. Tolani Badge and Prince, they didn't have lots of conversations today. It's just like she's just doing her reign, she's doing her head of housework. Abi had everything head of housework. There were not so many. They didn't really have conversations like that. So that is all I have for you guys right now. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Hit the bell so that I can get notified each time I post a video. Love you. Bye.